彼はもう史上最高だ。誰が彼より上なんだ。殿堂入り投手 CC サバシアがそう言い切った。その理由はホームラン数でも勝利数でもない。誰にも真似できない領域にある。あなたは大谷をゴートだと思いますか？コメントで議論しましょう。高評価とチャンネル登録もぜひお願いします。
CC Sabathia, Hall of Famer, World Series champ in 09 with the Yankees. Tommy John surgery feels almost a rite of passage. It's inevitable for these pitchers now.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, even younger, right? Guys are coming to baseball with Tommy Johns at this point.
And I tell the story that I have a physical therapist. He said he had two different parents who came to him and said, "Can you help us get Tommy John surgery?" And their sons were, one was 14, one was 15. They were getting it before they needed Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, I mean that's what they try to do to get the rehab, to be able to throw harder. Like people just assume. Well, I mean, even now too, like kids are POs, which are pitchers only, which I don't understand. Like the funnest part about playing baseball is being able to play the field. Like who just wants to pitch your whole life? You know what I'm saying? So it's even weird to see that. But yeah, I mean, the guys that are POs that feel like they want to pitch, in college or, maybe in the pros, they feel like, there's only so many throws in your arm. And at some point, you're going to have Tommy John. I never had Tommy John. I was always on pitch counts, even as a young kid. My dad had me on pitch counts, made sure I only threw once a week, all these different things. So my arm was pretty healthy up until, my last year. But I just think people try to get ahead of it now where, they feel like if a guy's going to throw this much or a kid's going to throw this much, let's go ahead and get the surgery out of the way and, try to see if he can get to the big leagues. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like guys now are coming to pro ball with one Tommy John already, and then maybe having two while they're playing.
Ohtani's had the surgery and he's had a procedure, but I wonder how many imitators is he going to create in 5 years, 10 years that we do let somebody hit and pitch if they're like Skeens was a great hitter in Air Force Academy. I mean, he was a power hitter. I'm surprised that the Pirates wouldn't say, hey, why don't we get this novelty with Skeens and get him out there more often?
Absolutely. Or even Jack Caglione, right? Like he went to Florida. He's a first rounder for Kansas City. He can do both. But even like there's always guys that can do both, right? I heard Dave Winfield was a great pitcher in college and, was able to kind of do both. I would have thought by now it would be way more guys, with at least the opportunity to hit and pitch. But even just seeing how good Caglione was in college doing both and then them just kind of turning him into a hitter, seems like, it is just, this one-off where Shohei's, the greatest baseball player of all time, and he's the only one that gets to, can do it on this level. So, hopefully there are more guys that can do this. I don't think anybody's going to be able to do it on the level that he's doing it, but there's definitely guys that can, do both.
Wait, you think he's going to be the greatest player of all time?
I think he already is.
The greatest of all time?
Who's better?
Well, I mean, Babe did. I mean, he won 92 games as a starter, and then you hit 714 home runs. And
yeah, that was a different time, though. Now he's playing in an era where this is the biggest, fastest, strongest era that we've ever seen. And he's the fastest, he's the biggest, he's the best. I mean, you combine them, he's one of the best hitters in the league, and he's one of the best pitchers in the league. And to be able to do it in this era, I think, my GOAT to me is Barry Bonds. Like I'll never, he's always number one, but Barry can't go out and throw 7 shutout innings.
After the fact via podcast. We appreciate you. We appreciate each and every person that is a supporter of this show. But Jeff, what's the headline to you from this game? Is it Robleski? Is it the bullpen? Or is it Shohei Ohtani hitting a drive right down the middle of the fairway to dead center field?
It's hard not to be Ohtani, especially because like all the hand-wringing about Ohtani early in the season and how terrible he was. And now his OPS is up to 966 and he's on pace for 33 homers, which down year by his standards.
Yeah.
But the fact you can be on pace for 33 homers and have it be a down year kind of tells you everything you know about Ohtani. So it's always hard to not lead with Ohtani, but also the pitching was really, really good tonight.
Yeah, and look, the recipe for a hour and 52-minute game podcast for supporting the companies that support us here on this show. I want to circle back to the Ohtani conversation, Jeff, because you and I have not had this conversation, but I can't stop thinking about something Lance Brozdowski said to me when I got to talk to him. And I asked him, hey, what do you think about Ohtani's Cy Young odds? And he's like, look, he has no chance. He's never going to get to the inning total, which is fair. His question was, are the Dodgers going to get to a point, maybe it's July, maybe it's August, and say, hey, Shohei, we know you want to win a Cy Young. It's clearly not going to happen this year because you're not going to get there. Why don't we just take a couple weeks off from this whole pitching thing? We need your bat in the lineup. We need your arm rested, and then we'll ramp you back up for the postseason. Do you think there is any chance that happens, or do you think it's more of what we're seeing tomorrow, where he pitches, he doesn't hit, he gets an extra day off, and they kind of try and thread the needle by doing both things?
I absolutely think there's a chance that happens. It depends on a lot of different things. If Jacob Misiorowski and Christopher Sanchez both stay healthy, it will become obvious by some point in August, okay, Ohtani, they're both still dominant. They're going to have a lot more innings pitched than you. Fact is, Jacob Misiorowski, the way he's pitching, he might end up with a lower ERA than Ohtani even before you factor in the more innings pitched. And so if there comes that point, if both of those guys stay healthy and effective, so it gets to that point, it definitely opens up their options more. But then it also comes down to, right now, like tomorrow, I don't know who's going to DH. We know that Muncy's sitting too because Edman's going to start at third base. And so, you got Alex Call playing left field, you would assume. And I guess a right-handed hitting Alex Freeland. So a sacrifice bunter playing second base. Like there's no obvious DH for tomorrow. So I don't know who it's going to be.
I wonder, do you think it's just going to be Dalton rushing and they let Chucky Robinson just catch again?
Let Chucky Robinson catch again? Maybe. And so it depends. If Will Smith comes back, is healthy and is effective, and so you actually have we want to get Dalton rushing more at bats.
Yeah.
That gives you more incentive to give Ohtani more days off at the plate. But if there's not, it's like, we don't really want to give Shohei any days off from hitting. And so we do, maybe they do start erring more on the side of let's give him some time from pitching, especially if and when Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow come back, River Ryan comes up. And so they have the arms and they don't necessarily need Ohtani every time through. I could definitely see them giving him breaks once, but like you said, it would have to be after they've all agreed, okay, the Cy Young isn't going to happen. We're going to have to settle for another unanimous MVP this year.
Yeah. Well, and people are pointing out in the chat, obviously Tommy Edman
off balance all night long. And this was a total pitcher's duel until Shohei Ohtani got in there and did what Shohei Ohtani does.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
First pitch swing in a 92-mile-an-hour cutter that didn't do much of anything, right in Shohei's wheelhouse. 427 feet, his 15th of the year. It was a no-doubter. He flossed a little bit, as much as Shohei will do, admired it, and got around the bases, putting the Dodgers ahead 1-0, and that would be enough. That's all they needed. The way that bullpen was working tonight and the way it worked last night, evidently this bullpen definitely more comfortable at home, as comfortable as Shohei Ohtani is against the Tampa Bay Rays. What was his batting average? 350 batting average versus the Rays. That all came in the 6th inning. A 92-mile-an-hour cutter, his 4th home run in the last 6 games. He's, locked in. That had a bit of an off night last night, but right back at it tonight.
Time to reveal where the game was.
He pitched great tonight. That's the moral of the story. That's the most important thing. We do have one other super chat here. Smurfy24 Doe says, good win. I agree with Joe Davis said during the broadcast. Ohtani loves his sleep. I'm fine with him switching his start to Friday for his rest. I'm also going on Friday. Ohtani is starting tomorrow on Wednesday. So apologies if you're going on Friday and thought you were going to see Ohtani pitching. The good news is you are likely to see him hitting because Dave Roberts has announced post-game tonight that Ohtani will pitch tomorrow, but he will not be hitting tomorrow. Are you surprised at all about that, Jeff?
No, when you look at the fact that Rue McClanahan, or whatever his name is pitching, who's a very tough lefty. And, I said the other, a week or two ago, when they kind of seemed like they were moving towards, okay, we'll have Ohtani hit on the day he pitches and then take the day off from hitting the next day. I said, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple times, if we see it line up where he's pitching on Wednesday and they have Thursday off, that they give him both days off from hitting so he can actually just get some real rest. Because he did have the home run tonight, which was huge, but overall it's been kind of a rough couple games for him, and he might benefit from just taking a day off, getting 2 full days off from hitting. But also, if you're going to take a day off, Shane McClanahan is a good guy to take a day off against when you're a left-handed hitter.
Not to totally change subjects. I want to follow up on the Ohtani question, but first, let me give a shout out to one of...
ここまで見てくれたあなた、本当にありがとう。この動画が少しでも面白かったら、コメントで意見を聞かせてください。そして高評価、シェア、チャンネル登録も忘れずに、次の動画でまた一緒に野球の熱狂を味わいましょう。